Where does a dog go to get a second tail? The answer is at the end of this video. But before that, I'm Dr. Orion, a veterinarian and a veterinary behavior residency graduate. Today's video is going to be about a very interesting topic, which is, do dogs like car rides? All of us probably seen dogs riding in cars with their heads hanging out of the window, their ears are flapping in the wind, and so do their tongues. But is that the majority of dogs? Or it's actually the minority of dogs, and maybe most of them actually hate car rides? The answer is that there's actually no statistics showing which one is the most common one. But because of my line of work, I can tell you that a lot of dogs actually hate car rides. They hate it so much that they might try to resist going into the car. They might try to even bite the owners in order to stop them from putting them inside the car. Once they're in the car, they might pant excessively, they might drool, they might throw up. And yes, throwing up might actually be a sign of stress and not necessarily because of the movement that the car is having. Some dogs will bark and whine. And the most dangerous thing is dogs that try to climb on top of their owners. The way to address it is to gradually introduce them to car rides. Many times it's not an option because the first time you pick up your puppy from a shelter or from any other source, you might need to drive the puppy from that place to your home. But let's say that that was a one-time thing. You can actually prepare for that experience as well, but even after that, you can gradually try and introduce the car in a very gradual way by first letting your dog just next to the car, and then being in the car without the car actually moving, and then only starting the engine with your dog inside, but again, not moving. And then maybe driving just for a very, very short distance, like a few feet, a few meters, that's it. And slowly and gradually increase the distance. Also, you can try and make the association between the car ride and actually getting something very tasty. You can use long-lasting treats or peanut butter or whatever your dog likes. Of course, if your dog gets car sick, you probably don't want to give him any food at that situation. There are also different kinds of medications that can be used for that specific situation. There are the anxiety-reducing medications, either short or long-acting medications, and of course there are the medication against the nausea. It is important to treat the nausea itself because, sometimes if you're feeling bad, like physically feeling bad, it will also make you more anxious and the stress will be so much higher. Another thing to consider is actually to have your dog get used to lying on a mat or lying on his own dog bed, or even happy with his own crate or something like that, and gradually move that closer to the car and even have it inside of the car. That will kind of make it feel like this safe place that he remembers from home. And of course, don't forget about safety. It doesn't have anything to do with behavior, but if you're not safe, if your dog is not safe, then why do it to begin with? I mean, I care about you people, I really do, and about your dogs. I don't ask this a lot, but I would really appreciate if you could like this video and click the subscribe button, because the more people who subscribe, the more YouTube will actually show these videos to other people searching specific topics or just interested about dogs. And of course, you also want them to know the punchlines of my amazing jokes, right? Which brings me to the joke. So, where does a dog go to get a second tail? The retail shop. See ya!